No.
I'd like to call order the meeting for the Township Authority, monthly meeting for March 12th, 2015. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lana Rebo,
Here.
Francis Gustafson, Alex Rebo,
Here.
Dennis Winkler, here. Chester Lundy,
Here.
Visitors' comments. There's a 3-minute visitor comment rule. Start over here, Peggy. Do you have anything? Bob?
Yeah, for the previous 2 meetings, I've made inquiries about the belt press and recycling the water, and I can't really say I really got a clear and concise answer. I mean, it just seems like, yeah, we're going to do it, but there's no timeline, there's nothing. And here at the last authority meeting, or not the sewer authority, the water authority, the rate for consumption's gone up $1. So I think it'd be prudent for the board to formalize some plans. I mean, why didn't it work before? Why wasn't it completed? Because this was commenced 2 years ago. It was, I think, January of 2013. So it's just hanging there. But that's not the only thing hanging. Also, probably about 3 years ago, the board embarked on a project to install residential water meters on private source water, whether it's wells or springs. I know some of them were installed, but then that just seemed to fade away. That was another project that's never been completed. The Chapter 94 report, the waste load management report. I think I was the last person in the township that did a waste load management report. Since then, you've always hired the Eads group. You know, I would think in 6 years, somebody on the board could take the initiative and do this. I mean, prior to this, it was always done in the township. And I know the Eads group, they did the pump down tests. We had that discussion before. You guys could do that. You're paying $950 for the pump down test this year. And I see a bill in here for $900 from the Eads group, which I suspect, although I'm not certain, is probably for doing the Chapter 94 report. So, I mean, if that's the case, there's $6,000 you've dispersed just to do the Chapter 94 report over the past 6 years. So, I know even I've had this discussion with Yvonne, and perhaps she might take the initiative to do it, but you know, it's just so unfortunate that this board spends money so freely, especially on something like this, that it just takes a little bit of time and a little bit of study, and you yourselves could do it. But there's no initiative. Infiltration studies. I know Franny said, yeah, we're going to start that again, but you know, it's been 6 years since you've done anything to understand infiltration into the system. I mean, you had that flood back in May of this year, the torrential downpour, where you had water shooting out of manholes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes? Okay.
Okay, go on.
Christine?
Is anybody going to answer?
Yeah.
Probably not.
You should.
You didn't even take notes.
Ron did.
Ron did, but oh, there's another one. The other ones just look like.
Christine?
So nobody's going to answer any questions?
It's 5 times already, Christine. It's asked every other month.
Never answer.
And never answer.
Go ahead.
Okay, it's my personal opinion that everybody should pay for their sewage. It costs the authority, and the authority is made up of all the users. It costs to get that sewage system to the house, so I feel everybody should pay their share of the cost. the basic service fee. About a year ago, you made some exemptions so that people wouldn't have to pay the basic service fee. And that cost about almost $3,000 loss a year. So that means the rest of us users have to make that up in one way or another. I have two questions. First of all, your regulations, I checked with Yvonne, and these are the only regulations in this booklet. There haven't been any amendments or changes. Section 1.20, item B, says there will be no exemptions from charges for sewer service. So the first question is, I'd like to know, I mean, we have to follow your regulations, so I'd like to know why you're not following your own regulations. And I would like to know how you selected these people or groups that you exempted. I know the one nonprofit group you exempted, but then there was another nonprofit group and they weren't exempted. So why aren't you following your regulations, and how did you decide who you were going to exempt, and why did you exempt them? Why do you haven't any exemptions?
First of all, the rest of the people did not pick up the cost. We have not raised the cost because of that. We have
Well,
not raised the cost in the last, 4 or 5 years.
You've lost $3,000 from the budget from these exemptions.
She's talking about the churches, is what she's talking
Well,
The churches and the senior centers. Let's not all talk together. I just want one person, or each of you can give me your answer, but don't everybody talk together. Unbelievable. Nobody's gonna,
If you want my response, I was not on the board at the time, so I cannot speak for it.
all right,
My understanding is that the churches and senior center from this, and I guess it's something that we can look into, is starting on charging them.
Denny, have you
I
read?
wanted to ask you who are the exempt people, because I have no idea.
How long have you been on the board?
Citizens.
Not, I don't know, a year and a half.
Yes.
Well, that was done in December of 2013.
We did
You were on the
that.
about.
board.
Churches and
And we did that because some of the churches were having serious problems with paying even anything. They don't even get enough people in to take care of the cost. And we cannot see at that time charging going down, and you cannot just charge 1 year and 1 year. So that's why that was done, and we felt at that time that's the way it should have been done, and as far as I'm concerned, we're sticking to that situation.
But why aren't you people following your own regulations? It's really,
Why are we
it's
not
really-
following our own situation here?
Pardon me?
Why aren't we following our regulations?
It says there will be no exemptions from charges for sewer service.
Well, I'm not gonna sit and argue with it. It's been like that for almost 2 years, and we didn't suffer from it or anything else.
Excuse me, there's nothing to argue about. This is your own
That
regulation.
wasn't that
I'll
time.
look into it then. I'll look and show it.
So I'm-
In accordance with the sunshine law, I'm going to object because Christine talked longer than 3 minutes and you put your foot down on
Alex
me.
just said
I said
to
3
stop.
minutes.
He said.
Why didn't you stop her? I stopped.
sorry, I didn't
I
know.
object.
Yeah,
Go on.
I
to
did
the
not
next
hear you.
person.
I object.
Okay,
I
go
mean,
on to
this
the
is
next
discriminatory here.
person. Well,
You let one person talk and you
go
shut
on
me
to
up.
the next one. He
3
did say
minutes.
all that.
Sorry.
I don't have that time.
There's no point in asking questions.
Nadine?
Well, I'd like to go on with Christine's thought. It's not fair to the rest of us that we're paying our full amount and these other ones are getting cut. They hold fundraisers, you have to rent, if you rent their,
They're non-profit.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm speaking and
Go
deduct
ahead,
his time.
Go ahead.
The fundraisers, they're making good money down, for example, I go to St. Joseph Church. They're making good money down there, and the people are flushing and flushing and flushing. If there's a funeral, the people that have the, the family give a donation for the use of the building, and the flushing and flushing goes on.
One thing.
Is St. Joseph paying?
Once they go over the 3,000, they do pay. They only get up to the 3,000. If they go over that limit, they do
So,
pay.
Franny, in other words, they're paying $48.50.
No, they're not. They're gonna pay if they go over the
No,
limit.
I'm asking, if they pay $48,
No, they don't.
they don't pay nothing.
No, he's saying, what he's
When they
saying
go over that
is,
limit.
if the limit.
That's a stipulation
Yes.
on why we
If they
did
go
that.
over it, they are charged. If they use the standard rate, they are not charged.
They pay no $48.50 a month.
Correct.
That's correct.
So what, I guess for my record, what you're saying, Christine, is you would like to see everyone, the churches and all charged.
It costs to get the
Okay,
sewage
that-
to everybody's house, and I think they should pay. And
So
may
you're
I
saying-
say one short statement here from what you just said? Because I disagree with what you
I
just
can't
said.
because of the 3 minutes, I apologize.
Go on. Go on, or Grace wouldn't take you to court for 3 minutes. They'll always keep them all the same.
Franny's saying there's no $48.50.
That's correct.
Yes.
He's saying that is the standard fee, is a $48 fee. They are not charged that. If they go over it, they are charged an overage
They're
charge.
only charged for water usage over.
They're charged for storage.
Nope,
We
only
go
water.
by
Christine
water.
did the,
We
research.
do, when they go over on the 3,000 gallons a month, if they go over that, they will pay the overcharge to the storage.
Your motion did not say
No.
that.
Well, I don't know what the
We'll have
motion
to-
said.
This is your motion. May I state
has
it?
it.
I don't care what it said, I know what it said.
May I read the motion? The motion was made by you, Fran Gustafson, and it was seconded by Alex Regal, not to charge churches and the Bennett's Valley Senior Center a monthly bill, but charge for water usage if they go over 9,000 gallons a quarter.
Well, that
To
should
me,
be-
that means you pay for consumption only. That's how I interpret that motion.
Go over the usage, that's what that means. 3,000 gallons is in there.
Okay.
But you don't pay the 48.50.
No, but they
I
do
think
pay
where the
the
confusion is you're not charging them the readiness to serve fee of the $48.50. You're charging them for
If
consumption,
they go
Right.
over,
which they should be paying for consumption, readiness to serve like everybody else.
I'm not for it, so go ahead.
Can I finish my 3 minutes, because I got interrupted here? I would like to have the written policy on that, please. And you don't have to give it to me tonight, but Yvonne, I'd like to have that written policy, because apparently it's not following the rules and regulations. Yeah, and it should say, we exempt the senior center, the St. Joseph Church, I mean, it should list everybody. So if we're not having a question, we shouldn't have had to have a question, except it's not following the rules.
I'll get you a form to fill out
Okay.
after the meeting.
Yeah, on your visitor comment, I questioned last month about if the employees over there had to go through the board prior to purchasing. Is there a limit on that? I mean, I wanted to know, when I was over there, I think it was like 400 or 300.
No, we got the credit card, they have to come and give.
So you gotta give the approval on everything they purchase?
Yeah.
Nothing goes through the meeting though?
Through the meeting?
Yeah.
What do you mean the meeting?
But if you look at the account,
Come to the
accounts
meeting and say we
payable,
need
no,
this.
the board just makes
The board makes a
determination.
determination if they get it or not.
One or two board members? I mean, is
At
it
least
four?
two.
At least
Two,
the
okay.
secretary has to sign.
Then my other question too, on the pump stations, are they being recorded weekly? Because down the Forest Pump Station, there was no footprints, nothing in there for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, there was.
No, there
There may
wasn't.
have been footprints, but were they
Right over
red?
there.
They were red.
Yeah,
according
they
to
just
the-
plowed that out. Yeah, they didn't plow it out, but they were crawling in there and crawling back out that door to get in
They
there.
must have been flying in there then.
There wasn't a track in the snow.
Well, I know.
Okay, another question too, this is on the bills, I don't know if you wanna do it now or wait for the bills. What was the relay, 734.75?
That's probably one of the relays they need to switch.
I can answer that, I read the report.
I don't know which relay.
It was an Auth socket relay, one of those plug-in relays. And they came down and changed the relay, and whatever the malfunction was, it corrected the problem. And I discussed it with Yvonne from the aspect, I mean, these things here are simple to change. And the authority should have a stock of Auth socket relays over there. They're deep, double pull, double throw. Now, the voltage, you're gonna have to check that out. But I think the PLC, on the old PLC, I think it was it 120 volt outputs generally? So, I mean, that should be a part you'd have in stock over there.
All I know is they had one fuse in the one thing and it was the wrong size.
No, it wasn't a fuse, it was a capacitor
But
frame.
it was the wrong size.
Well, they said it was the wrong size, and I asked Yvonne about getting the defective capacitor, take a look at it. What was the determination that it was the wrong size? And to look at the date code on it, because nobody seems to know, you don't have any service records.
10/29/2000.
So you don't know when it was changed.
It was put in 10/29/2000.
That's the date code.
Is that the date code on
That's the
it?
date code.
So do you have service trip reports or anything?
No.
I mean, that's the,
No, those are just the minutes of what was talked about.
on visitors, that should be Ricky Gardner, right?
Correct.
Excuse me?
Under visitors' comments, I believe it should be Ricky Gardner instead of Garner.
Are the names of the
The
visitors?
names of the visitors.
It's in, the spelling's incorrect.
Well, they're two different people.
So is Maria Karen.
Just okay.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
with the corrections? Do I need to, with the corrections?
As far as the typo?
Yes, the typos.
Right.
Okay, do we have a motion?
I make a motion to.
And you second it?
I'll
All
second
in
it.
favor? Aye.
You have to read lips.
The treasurer's report is available. Oh, you're gonna read the treasurer's report. You're fine.
Debt service First Commonwealth balance as of 1/31/2015, $995.16. Interest accrued on 2/1/2015, 4 cents. Account balance as of 2/28/2015, $995.20. Maintenance account First Commonwealth balance as of 1/31/2015, $883.79. Deposit of users fees, $1,294. Transfer of users fees for maintenance, $1,294. Account balance as of 2/28/2015, $883.79. General fund checking account First Commonwealth balance in general revenue account as of 1/31/2115, $24,590.43. Transfer from First Commonwealth, transfer from the maintenance account First Commonwealth of users fees of $1,294. Users fees deposited $47,166.95. Total revenue for February of 2015, $73,051.38. Total expenses for February 2015, $34,964.32. Balance in general revenue account as of February 28, 2015, $38,087.06. Accounts payable and due, not including payroll balance, not including long-term loans, $6,227.03. Bank note, monthly obligation of $20. Monthly obligation of long-term loans due March 1st, 2015, $18,409.34. Total of accounts payable, not including loan balances, $24,656.37. Balance on bank note principal, $6,000.
Accounts payable is attached for review.
The question I have is the Ease Group, was that for chapter 94, or is that for something else?
That was all the $50 of the drawdowns.
Pardon me?
That was all but the $50 of the drawdowns,
Okay, so you're paid up in full?
except for $50. We still owe
Okay.
them $50.
Have you paid for the Chapter
drawdowns.
94 report yet?
We haven't received an invoice yet.
Okay.
Motion to approve the accounts payable?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Engineers report, none. Maintenance report is attached.
Hello?
I don't know.
No, she didn't. Bye.
Anything from that? Old business, the Act 13 grant, we will be discussing that in new business. The sale and resale ordinance, we will table at this time. And the JWC Muffin Monster quote, we will table at this time also. New business, we would like to have a motion to use the Act 13 funds for the original project application. Last month, there was a discussion of, and a motion carried to change that, but we need to go back to the original project application, so we need a motion to do that.
Oh, this is for the PLC?
Yeah. We
Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna take that money.
Original
Right
plan.
now,
What was the total invoice for PLC?
we'll go over it.
Okay, all right.
So I
I'll
need
make
a
that
motion.
motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Make sure that gets changed on the minutes of the meeting.
Well, the minutes, yeah, it,
It will be in the new minutes,
Yeah.
it won't get
It'll be in the new
changed.
minutes.
So does it change, make sure it's in there.
well, it'll just be the motion.
Okay.
Okay, now, what is number one is now going to be number two, since we already talked about number one. Number two will be to, first, actually, we're gonna go down to the authorization of transfer first, so we can't. I would like to go on to the authorization transfer of $19,000 from the line of credit to the general fund checking, so that we can move forward with this. Do I have a motion to authorize the transfer?
I make a motion.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Now, I would like to bring up number one. Award the bid for the PLC upgrade to Allegheny Electric for the amount of $19, my numbers are running together, $19,690.
Were there specs written for that or anything?
The specs,
Before me.
in the original quotes we got, I think, Bob, them
Are
quotes
you
we
getting a
got,
SCADA system with it?
we got the whole unit.
Once again, are you getting a SCADA? That's separate.
Yeah, we got the whole box or
There's
whatever.
no
Well, you're getting the CPU and the processor.
Yeah.
I assume you're getting the I/O. Are you gonna get a SCADA system where you can, do you know what a SCADA system is?
We're not, we got the robotics to run the plant, that's the computer system that we have.
So you're just getting the PLC and the I/O? Whose PLC is it?
Bradley.
Bradley.
It's going to be replacing
Micrologic.
the existing PLC with Allen Bradley Micrologics.
So you're getting a MicroLogic, okay. They have a data highway and they have SCADA systems from Allen Bradley. Are you going, that price does or does not include
It
that?
does not look like it does according to what I have in front
It's
of
on the
me.
list.
Okay, and how many I/O points? Does he state that in there?
I don't know nothing about that stuff, Bob.
Well, I do, Franny.
Well, I'm just
I
saying.
mean, you don't want to listen to me, but I do know about it. I worked in the field for 30 years.
I see that.
No, you don't see it.
Okay, well anyways, we
Well,
made
we
a
just-
motion.
Did you receive other bids on
We
that?
did, we, one
Would
other
you,
one.
well, would you
Oh, it's the
please,
other one.
would you please let us know who
Were
they
they
were?
still bids?
There
Because-
was, no, there was one other bid, and it was for $33,510.
From whom?
Aqua Aerobics.
Aerobics, yeah.
When did
Okay.
you
And what
open
did they,
these
yeah,
bids?
when were they opened?
They have to be opened at a public
We had
meeting.
two quotes. We had
They
two
have to be
quotes.
opened at a public
We
meeting.
They-
had these,
Received back in March of
we had these in
2014.
March, we've been talking
They were
about this.
opened in March.
But you never really bid it.
No,
It
it's
was-
That's
emergency.
violation of law.
No, it's not. It's emergency, we had to get it done.
Is it done already?
Yes, sir.
Oh, it's all done?
All done, finished.
Well, you didn't say that.
What's emergency? That's why we had to change it back.
So they had to put a relay in already, since they just put the new one in?
No, that was for something else, not for in there.
What happened to the old PLC?
Went dead.
No, no. Where is it now physically?
Probably over in the junk pile, I don't know.
I mean, there's companies that will buy those and resell them.
It's in the garage. It's in the garage.
Well, there's a company in Ohio, I know for sure, that buys them, refurbishes them, and sells them. Do you know why it died? Was it the CPU or the?
I don't know, it just wouldn't come back alive.
Boy, we're spending a lot of money for not knowing.
When was it actually done?
Huh?
When was it actually done?
Week, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago they come in and did it.
And they still honored the bid from a year ago?
Pretty close. It was pretty close to what it was, yeah.
Do you have
The other
a,
guy was 33,000 or something.
but you really didn't even bid it. You just got over the phone bids.
Yes, that's what we got. We had-
Yeah, but you
we
didn't
had to
even
do
bid
it,
it.
Bob, it went dead.
Franny, I'm
You can
telling
still
you,
run it now.
Allegheny Electric isn't the only show in town.
6 weeks.
You should at least have gotten 3 bids.
You gotta bid on stuff, I mean, I'm sure your lawyer can tell you that.
Done, it's over.
How's that fair?
Well, it's over, that's for sure.
Yeah,
That's
that's
for
right.
sure.
Tell them that ain't right.
Right. We had an emergency, we had to get that done.
They told you you have an emergency and you bit right into it, it sounds like to me.
But it took you a year,
Yeah.
it took you a year to fix the emergency.
No, it was not.
no,
No, there was
no.
a plan to have it done. There was a determination to not do it.
Till
Then,
summer.
a very short time ago, it went dead. And yes, they were operating it manually, which was very cumbersome and difficult and costly to do. So the determination was made that it needed to be done now.
But the thing is, they should have been closed bids, and you should have been opening at the meter.
An emergency, we had the quotes. There's only
What,
two
what
people
really
in the quote.
died? If it was a CPU, I know people in Pittsburgh could have got it running for you.
Listen,
And I'm gonna bet
listen.
somebody else in St. Mary's could have made it work.
Well,
I mean,
don't
you
know.
put all
They
your
make
money in
it
this
work.
one basket, and now we're all paying for it.
Well, we could have
It's
paid
sad.
33,000 too, Bob.
It's
So you
sad.
could have paid 40.
And you might have paid $300 too.
Yeah.
Case done.
Yep, case done.
There's no correspondences.
God has spoken.
What? Oh. Did we not make a motion for that? Oh.
What's that?
Believe it.
How can that be fair to the customer?
Which one?
You have any insight?
To award the bid. Did we have a motion to award the
Yeah.
bid?
Yeah, do you have any insight? You have
Just
to
wait,
be fair
please.
to us.
Ricky, please wait. We
We're
have,
there's nothing
we have
wrong.
to make
We
the
had an
motion to award the
emergency, and we
bid for
did.
the PLC upgrade.
Okay,
And
You got an emergency on the manhole over in Plum
Do-
Street,
do we
too,
have
that's up for a
option?
day and a half.
I make the motion.
Do we have a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No correspondence? We have a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Well, I'd like to see if Jeff would, answer how that's fair to us.
He's
I mean, he's here, he's here.
Well, I mean, you're coming in with not a lot of information, so I'd have to actually see what happened. But what you're stating happened, when the system went down, then it really would be truly an emergency. If they already previously had set it out for bid, received 2 bids, they took the lowest bid. Again, I'm just hearing this firsthand right now, but it seems like they did everything appropriately.
I think the bids were received were more for budgetary. It was not a formal bid where it had
They were
public
saying that it was
openings.
open of last March.
Not at the
No,
meeting.
they just
It was
received
not a
it.
sealed bid. And there's nothing in the minutes to demonstrate such.
Motion to adjourn. I'll make
Hey, just so everybody's aware, this will be posted online, so you can all go out and see yourselves.
Thank you.
And everybody in the community can see how business is conducted here at the J
I
Township
don't
School.
second for adjournment yet. I'm
Okay,
waiting for
I
a second.
second.
All in favor of adjournment?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you.
You could be happy with not having